The contract DLC. Where do I begin with you? Do I start with the bad, like the EMP gun? Or do I commend the update for bringing something new to online? Hi there, it's PRG, and I'm here to do the job that I don't usually do of reviewing GTA DLCs. Okay, so the contract. I was surprised when I found out that Franklin, a playable story character, would be a major character in the update, but then I quickly remembered that Trevor's already been there and done that years earlier. But then to find out that you get to actually play as not only Franklin, but Lamar as well in a cooperative mission, I was pretty stoked actually. Very interesting indeed, Rockstar, or the team behind the GTA Online portion of GTA 5, whoever they are. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you didn't already know that. So, where do I begin? I guess the main focal point is the additional missions that the contract provides us with. Now I was saying to myself, yay, more missions, go to said spot, kill some dudes, collect an object, exfiltrate. But no, actually the missions switch things up a little bit and dare I say, are a bit fun. Whoa, okay. I just had a little aneurysm there, just give me a sec. Okay. But yeah, some of the missions that you play in the contract are good. One thing that I immediately noticed about the missions is the sheer amount of enemies that you face in some of the missions. I'm asking myself, am I playing Steely Wheelie Automobile or am I playing bloody Serious Sam? Just look at this. During this gameplay at this very moment, I'm like, sweet Jesus, where do I even begin? You really do need some serious gear when playing some of these missions if you don't want to die repeatedly. There's some missions that are a bit more tame, but there's a lot of mass shooting to take place throughout the contract DLC missions. It's not all good design. I mean, there were some questionable design choices here and there. First of all, Jesus Christ, what was in those explosives? Friggin' Semtex or a goddamn nuke! Gameplay-wise, there's a mission where you can either choose to follow a limousine around like a boring person, or just blow it up, take the object that's inside, and complete the mission knowing that you saved yourself 5 minutes of your precious life. Boring or fast? Choices. There also wasn't that much in the way to stop you from overusing the Oppressor Mark II and fast-firing weapons like the miniguns, so a lot of the combat skill could be alleviated, making the missions not as fun as they could have been. But at least I'm glad to say there's only like 2 missions out of like 15 in total that you have to drive a slow vehicle, so a thumbs up right there. Thumbs up. Overall, the missions are very good, but it doesn't end there. For the first time in ever, at least to the best of my knowledge, you have AI friendlies. Yeah, I was surprised to see that there were AI controlled guards actually helping me out for a mission. I mean, they're completely useless and can't shoot for shit, but it's a nice touch nonetheless. And at the end of it all, you and one other player get to play as Franklin and Lamar for one special mission. I won't spoil what actually happens because I already forgot what happens, but it's a pretty fun time which definitely makes the grind time of about 4 to 5 hours worth it. The office that you get to buy comes with 20 vehicle slots, bringing the total number of cars that you can own to, okay, let me just do the math here, a lot, okay, more than you need. And in the roster of vehicles that are featured in the content update, some can be fitted with remote control or anti-missile lock-on features, which would have been great for things like the Chernobog, but I digress. It also comes with yet another place to buy weapons, armor and equipment, which is probably a good segue to possibly the worst thing about this whole DLC. Who thought this was a good idea? It's like a grenade launcher but in no boom boom. The heavy rifle certainly deserves its name. It weighs you down because it's pretty much like every other rifle which uses the same ammo. The taser, well, you know when you really want something and you finally get it and it just doesn't. Yeah, that's pretty much the taser. I'm sure it will provide hours of fun for anyone willing to go out and do experiments with the thing, but fundamentally it's a short-range weapon that you have to be accurate with to actually make it useful. You can't use it in a vehicle, so it won't be useful for stopping import-export vehicles from driving. It's obsolete for PvP situations, and it's not even good as a trolling tool because you need at least 3 people working together for that to work. And even then, there's an easy way out if you do get trolled. I suppose it's good for police roleplay, but that shit's cringe as hell anyways, and there's always GTA RP servers like Grand RP, where you can fulfill your ultimate tasing dream of becoming a trained taser police officer. Use the taser. Love the taser as you go around electrocuting every last bolus on the back streets of Strawberry, and then kick him in the face to assert your dominance even further. Then go around spending the cop bribe money on houses, businesses, fast cars, real and fictional. Buy yourself a vigilante car like one of those stupid superhero movies, and take on crime with your bare hands and maybe a taser.
Don't actually do that though, I'm pretty sure you'll get booted out of the force in no time.
Join the Grand RP server now using the code in the description below. So all in all, it's 3 weapons that are at best forgettable, at worst showcase Rockstar's GTA Online team's understanding of usefulness. Speaking of weapons, it's probably best that I now talk about the Imani Tech. Imani Tech is an extra customization category only available to certain vehicles in this specific mod shop. It allows you to apply armor, machine guns, missile jamming, and remote control features as mentioned previously. The missile jamming is going to be a pretty good addition for anyone who wants to be left alone while driving around casually, or for anyone that's wanting to get the edge in battle using specific free mode PvP strategies. The remote control feature is pretty cool as it allows you to be a noob remotely shooting, running over and blowing up other players. Unfortunately, said RC vehicles can't be commandeered while under control, so you can't use the thing as a taxi while using it at the comfort of your own home, which is a bummer. The machine guns on these things are and the armor provides about 4 rocket protection. Overall, pretty good. Would have been even better if we could apply these mods to other vehicles besides the ones in the DLC, but I digress. Speaking of vehicles, the roster I'd have to say is a bit, crap. Just a bunch of bog standard cars, a couple supercars, some sports cars. There's a new Hummer coming which is going to be pretty cool, and there's like 2 bikes that are also coming, but there's no jets, boats, helicopters, jetpacks or anything. I was at least expecting there to be at least 1 new jet. Come on, just 1. Because I personally think that GTA Online needs more jets, with a plethora of examples that I could think off the top of my head, but hey, there's always future DLCs and a GTA 6, am I right? Some of the things that were changed to existing things in the game, let's begin with the Heavy Sniper. It's now a one-shot kill to the chest. Full health, full armor, a chest shot is gonna put you down. Finally, a 50 caliber sniper bullet actually killing in 1 hit instead of them rubbing it off and eating a few Kit Kats to magically heal the 10-inch flesh hole that the bullet would have made if this were a realistic game. The safes to arcades and nightclubs were expanded, making players give a crap about visiting them to pick up the money. A Creb 3D machine was added to the player-owned mod shop, definitely worth noting that, as well as a few other minor changes and fixes like fixing soft locking issues and cloud watching. It's almost safe to say that GTA Online is a pretty stable game with no issues. Almost. Yeah, I had a few technical hiccups with the DLC. Some missions were broken, like there's one mission where you're supposed to kill a bunch of people but they never show up. Some missions don't start at all when you start them, leaving you in limbo where you can't enter buildings among other things, requiring you to change session. Some AI was more A than I, and me and my friends often ran into a weird bug where the car that we were given wouldn't go. Yeah, that's a new one for GTA Online. But overall, the DLC is and will be a fun experience for everyone to play, in the present and in the future. I only hope that they bring these cool mission ideas like defending and playing as key characters in the future. I can see it happening. I definitely like it a lot. Hell, maybe in GTA 6 if that ever comes out, they'll reintroduce two-player mode that was in San Andreas, but make it better. And don't bother looking in the definitive edition, it's not there. They removed it. So that's my thoughts, opinions, and review of the Contract DLC. Not everything was covered, like the phone missions, because they're very slowly introduced to you. They're basically the same as normal missions, but with a phone. And you can, of course, give Chop a little cuddle. Poor little guy, he's getting old. Actually, considering the age of the game and how old Chop is by the events of story mode, I wonder how old Chop is supposed to be canonically. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you around, folks.